Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Happy Hump Day. We are on episode 31. So today's topic, I'm going to be discussing blended family, and it's pretty much based off of a topic that I've recently seen on social media. So grab a glass of your favorite drink and let's get on into it. So before I get into that, I just want to say happy holidays. On the last episode, I could have sworn that I inserted a clip that of me telling y'all Merry Christmas, but I guess I didn't save it. So yes, Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Hopefully everyone got everything that they wanted. It was a safe holiday, spent time with your family, all of that, drunk responsibly. And yeah, so the topic that I saw, it was pretty much the post that I saw. This is what it said. It said, my husband bought Xmas dresses for all our children except the child I had before I married him. What should I do? Now, I'm heavy on treating all of the kids equally. You knew that this woman had a child before you married her, before you got into a relationship with her, unless she just randomly popped the child out of nowhere. Like, oh, this is my child, by the way. Like, I don't know if people are still hiding kids, but come on now. Like, if you knew that this woman had a child, and hopefully you were doing what you needed to do before she married you. Like, hopefully, like, while y'all were together, like, dating or whatever, hopefully, he was doing what he needed to do. Because if he wasn't really doing anything for your child, I feel like that falls on you because you knew what type of man he was before you married him. But like I said, I'm heavy on the whole treating all the kids equally. I don't care if this is not biologically my child. I'm still going to do for her or him as I would for my own kids. Like, you're now my child. When I get involved with your dad, you now become my child. When your dad gets involved with me, when the man gets involved with me, if I had a child, this is now his child. Like, step up. I don't know why people are running around with deadbeat mamas and daddies. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. Or deadbeat women and men. Like, what's going on here? I just feel like if they're not doing anything for your child, why are you with them? Why? And then they can't use the excuse like, oh, that's not my child. Sir, if you are my man, he or she is now your responsibility. Like, come on now. And as a woman, for you to sit here and be like, oh, what should I do? You already know what you should do. And a lot of people in the comments were like, oh, you need to divorce him. I wouldn't take it to the extreme just yet, but I feel like you need to have a conversation with him. Like, did this behavior start before Christmas? Because if it did, this will be an ongoing thing. It has been ongoing, honestly, if it started before Christmas. Now, if he just waited to Christmas to not do it, you need to sit and have a conversation with him. People, don't just be so quick to be like, oh, you need to go divorce them or whatever. Like, baby, would you do that? So I feel like have a conversation, like communicate. Let's sit down and talk here. Excuse me. And I would just love to know what the reason was, like, for not doing that. Or because I feel like if you guys are not together, because it was a post going around on social media like a few months ago, and it was pretty much the dad, the baby daddy bought his son, I'm going to just say his child because I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, bought his child McDonald's, and his baby mama had like 5 other kids or so. I don't even know if it was 5, but I'm going to say 5. 5 other kids or so. And she got really upset because he didn't bring McDonald's for the other kids. Now, to me, I don't feel like he's obligated to. Where are the dads at for these kids? And a lot of women are like, oh, I don't know. some women just act like it's a major thing that they don't have these men on child support. Like, you are, I don't know. It's like they want to be like, oh, I would never put a dude on child support, or I'm doing it by myself. Okay, sis. Okay, so I feel like, not saying that was her, but I don't know why women say that is something to be proud of, that you were out here doing it by yourself when you shouldn't, because you didn't lay down by yourself. And I feel like they make it seem like they deserve a medal for doing it. If you are struggling, you are struggling. And to be struggling and be like, oh, I'm not going to put him on child support, you sound ridiculous. If you need to put this man on child support and hold him accountable, or make him responsible for taking care of his child, then do that. But a lot of women are like, oh no, I'm not gonna put him on child support, I'm gonna do it on my own if I gotta work about 3-4 jobs. No, baby, no. If you working 3-4 jobs, who is taking care of your child? When do you help them with their homework and all of that? If you need to put the dude on child support, do that. And it's like, people are like, oh no, I'm not going to put them on child support. And some of y'all don't put the dude on child support hoping that y'all will get back together. They don't want you. It's clear as day. But I don't feel like put them on child support because they don't want you. And you're like, oh, well, if you don't want to be with me, I'm going to put you on child support. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. Like, if you need help, do it. But I just feel like if they're not doing what they need to do anyway, just put them on child support. Because, I shouldn't be the only one taking care of the child. I stand for child support. I do. I really do. I don't feel like put them on child support if they are not with you. Put them on child support if they don't leave their wife. Like, don't do no shit like that. Put them on child support because they're not helping with their child. Now, if they're doing what they need to do, I don't see why you would put them on child support. I really don't. Now, some people out here are like, oh, well, I just need the extra money. And if they're doing what they need to do for their child, like getting them clothes, shoes, giving them money to make sure that they're fed, I don't see why you would put them on child support, but every woman is different. But yes, I feel like do for each and every child. But back to the McDonald's part. So, like I said, the baby mama was really upset. Took the food. I think she poured it out, poured it out the bag, and didn't let the child didn't get a chance to eat it. And I really thought that was effed up. And I think the dad was like while she was fussing before she got the food, I think that the dad was like, well, they can come sit in my car and they can eat it, and then they can go in the house. And she didn't want that either. And it's just like, are you angry at the child? Are you angry at the man for, I really don't understand why she was mad in the first place about him bringing his child McDonald's and not the other kids. And that's not really his responsibility. Now, if he was with you, like your man, yes, it's his responsibility to do that. But he's not with you. He's just your baby daddy. But she did say something about he was over there the other night. So I think they were still sleeping together. So that's like a messy situation as well. But I still don't feel like just because he's getting your vagina that it means that he has to buy all your kids McDonald's. Like, did y'all agree upon that, like Jody and Yvette for the tacos? Or I don't I don't know. And they didn't even agree on that. So that's my bad. But I just feel like no. He was not responsible for that. He's just your baby daddy. That's you if you let him come in there and hit it from time to time. And yeah, I just feel like he's doing what he needs to do for his child. He brought his child some food. Now you need to call up the other baby daddies and tell them to bring their kids some food. Or you need to get in there and cook. But I don't know. I don't have any kids. And I'm just not trying to run around be nobody baby mama. Now, if it does come to that, hopefully my child father or children's father is a good man, honey. A good man. Handle your responsibilities. Do what you need to do. Or if I ever like am just like, okay, I'm just gonna adopt a child, or go to the sperm bank and have myself a child. I pray that the man that I meet does for my child. I pray, like, don't come into it like, oh, this is not my child. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. We have our own kids now. Baby, this is your child. If you're with me, this is your child. If I'm with you and you have kids and I don't, those are my kids now. I'm going to step up. Stepmother of the year. So, I don't get it. I feel like when you deal with people that have kids, why would you go into a situation feeling like you don't have to do for these kids? I don't understand. I don't. I feel like I'm not even going to say when they get older, you don't have to do for them. You're still their stepmom. Like, come on. Especially if y'all married. Like, even if they're like 18, 19, this is your stepmom. Like, come on, this is your stepdad. Do what you need to do and step up. I did not understand for this lady to go on social media talking about what should I do. For one, go buy her a dress if you can. Go get her the dress. Y'all take pictures, happy family moments, and then you need to address that. Like, don't ruin the Christmas pictures, or if y'all was taking Christmas pictures, don't ruin it. Continue to take your pictures, but you need to address that once them few clicks are done. You need to go address that, and don't address it in front of the kids. I'm a firm believer. Don't handle your adult business in front of the kids. The kids should not be hearing y'all going at it. Now, go put them in another room. If they have headphones, put them on. If you know that your voice might escalate a little bit. Did I say escalate? If you know that your voice might raise a little bit, put their headphones in. And go handle your business, but don't purposely be in there like yelling and going at it. But yeah, handle your business. I don't feel like that's okay. Like, it's really not. And that's why I said these people that are out here taking these little matching pajama pictures and getting engaged and all of that, do not be envious of the next relationship now, because you never know what's going on. You never do. A picture doesn't tell you shit. Because I feel like which I'm not even going to say that, but I feel like she or he could have caught either one cheating the night before, or one of them probably didn't come home the night before, but now we in these matching pajamas putting on for Facebook and Instagram. So we don't know what goes on. So that's why I say mind your own now. Don't be out here like, oh, I wish I had that, or oh, I wish this. No, you don't know what's going on in these people's relationship. Some people might have been traveling for the holidays and they're about to get evicted. Like, you never know what's going on. So I just feel like mind your own. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses or anything like that, because, honey, the Jones might be struggling just as much as you. So, yeah, but I just feel like don't be quick to be like, oh, I'm gonna divorce them. It's easy for I hate to say a single person to be like, oh, I would leave them and all this, that, and the third. It's easy to say what you would do until you are in that situation, which I always say. I've been in plenty of situations as far as relationships, so it's easier said than done in any situation. So I just feel like sit down and talk about it. And I definitely want to hear from y'all that do have blended families, and, you know, how is that going? Did y'all, I don't want to say make rules, because I feel like you kind of do have to make rules as far as like discipline goes. Excuse me. As far as like discipline goes, like I said in previous episodes and my previous episodes, when some people were like they wouldn't let their partner discipline their kids, like it's certain things that you have to talk about when it comes to blended families. And I feel like, of course, you need to treat every single child equally. Every single child. One shouldn't get more than the other. One shouldn't be treated differently. I don't believe in that. It's like if I, let's just say I'm dealing with a dude that already has kids, and then we have kids together. Teach your kids like this is your sibling. Treat them equally. Or if I already have a child and now I get with a dude that has kids, this is your sibling, you know, like we get married, all of that, this is your sibling. Treat them equally. Don't treat my child any different. I'm not going to treat your kids any differently, you know. Yeah, you got to teach them that. Because I feel like some behavior is learned. Taught. Some behavior is taught. So I just feel like if they're at a really young age, they're going to play and get along just fine. So, yeah, let's teach our kids to be respectful of one another. This is your sibling. Everybody is treated equal. And I feel like everybody should be treated equal by adults anyway. Like, we grown as hell. What are we doing? We're grown. So I put the post on my social media, and I was pretty much asking people like what were their opinions, what would they do, and of course majority men responded, and they were pretty much like they would have to have a talk with the woman because it's not right. And to those that were just like, you know, she needs to have a conversation with the guy. And some people did need more context. Yeah, context. Yeah. To the post. And they were pretty much like, you know, it's weird behavior, which I agree, because it's just like, even if I was older, I still wouldn't like that. Like at my big age that I am now, 30, I just feel like if it was already known that that was the plan, fill me in. Like, let me know so I can buy my own, or whoever is responsible, if they're going to buy it, let me know. Like, I just don't want to show up there or, you know, let's just say all the kids are in the picture except me. I'm going to feel some type of way. At my big age, I'm going to feel some type of way. So I feel like, yeah, that wasn't right at all. Like, it wasn't right. Even if it's like let's just say a last minute thing. Like, let's just say the mom just found out about it or something, and the dad went ahead and bought all the outfits, but it still doesn't make sense. Wouldn't make sense if you excluded one child. Like, nobody deserves to be excluded. I feel like you need to reevaluate that relationship and what y'all have going on, because none of that is right. And I feel like that's something that would stick with me. And it would kind of have me looking at my stepdad a little funny, or, you know, have me looking at my stepmom a little funny. Like, okay, I didn't like that. No, I wouldn't like that at all. And I feel like depending on your age, like, let's just say you like 8, 9, or 5, it doesn't even matter. I feel like it's the parents' responsibility to be the voice for their kids. Like, step up, say something. Don't let the step parent think that's okay, because it's not. I feel like if you don't speak up for me and, you know, be that voice for me, I feel like everything that they do when it comes to me is going to get swept under the rug. And people let things build up till they explode. And it's just like, as I always say, I don't want to say no. I'm going to say, what you allow will continue. I always say that. What you allow will continue. I feel like I tell people, and it's funny because I feel like if I address a issue and then you want to say, well, you did that a week ago, sir or ma'am, we are not going to sit here and bring up what I did a week ago. If it didn't bother you a week ago, I don't want to hear it. When I'm bringing up what bothers me, that's what we're focusing on right now. So I tell people, like, when something is bothering you or I do something, let me know right then. Don't wait till I address something and then you like, oh, you did it, such and, oh, baby, you didn't speak on that. So I don't want to hear about it. Like, not trying to be dismissive or anything, but we talking about what I have an issue with. You should have spoke on that when it happened. So yes, don't just let things go, because I feel like if it happened on Christmas, and you know how some families take like Valentine's Day pictures or whatever, family photos, it's gonna happen again. And then, you know, you already let them think that that was okay to do because you didn't speak on it the first time. And to not have one of your kids in the pictures, like, do you not want to be like a stepdad to them, stepmom? Like, how you really feeling? And yeah, because I need to know, like, why would you exclude them? Like, why did you think that was okay? I really need to get down to the root of that, because to me, that's a huge red flag, and that's not something that should be overlooked, in my opinion. And I feel like I'm very big on my family, like not playing about my family, with my family, nothing. So I feel like when it comes to my child, and I have said this on previous episodes, I am not going to play about my kids. I'm not going to play. I don't care, aunt, uncle, cousin, grandparents. I hate to say grandparents, I really do. But I'm not gonna play about my kids. I feel like you have to be that voice, step up for your kids. Being there for your kids and all that is very important. Like, it's important. You have to be that voice for your kids, especially when they are young. But at any time, like, back your kids no matter what. If I feel like that somebody is excluding my child, treating them differently, whatever the case may be, I'm going to step up for my child. If it's like a situation where I have to remove my child, I'm going to do that. They do not have to be a part of whatever it is that you have going on. Like, no, my children will come first. They will come first. And I feel like as far as that relationship goes, I'm not going to just jump and say divorce them, but I just feel like you have to really assess the situation. Like, is this, because like I said, I kind of don't feel like that would be their first time doing it. It might have been like little things, but this, I mean, they might have been getting away with it. So this, you know, is a major thing because it's Christmas, it's pictures and all of that. But I just feel like it could be little things, like going to the store and one child comes back with something and the other kids don't. Or you get your kid something and don't get her child something or whatever. But we not doing that either. I feel like what you get your children, you need to bring, I hate to say your children, like, because I feel like once we're married, blended family, we're all like, my child is your child at this point. So I feel like what you get one child, get the rest of them something. That's how I feel. Now, my mom, let's just say we rode with her to the store or whatever, and then she stopped and got some McDonald's. We might pull over in the parking lot and eat it right then. And then, you know, no evidence. So that's something totally different, because we didn't go back home and eat it in everybody else's face. Now, that I'm not with. I'm not with that at all. I don't like that. It's just, no, not with it. I just feel like treat everybody equal across the board, and no weird behavior. Because why are you being weird towards my child? And honestly, that would make me feel like, like I gotta keep my antennas up and watch you around my child. Or when I'm not there, I'm gonna be a little nervous, like, okay, hopefully ain't no weird shit going on. Like, they not mistreating my child or anything like that. Especially, let's just say my child is young and they cannot talk or whatever, which I don't believe in, like, which I wouldn't do. I'm not gonna say I don't believe, but I wouldn't do it. I would not put my child in daycare and they can't talk, because a lot of weird shit has been going on. So I wouldn't put my child in the care of anybody else and they cannot talk. Like, you know, a aunt or something like that, cool. If I really trust you now. If I really trust you, because again, I'm not going to play about my child. Aunt, uncle, nothing. Sister, brother, not. Sister, brother is an aunt and uncle. But I'm not going to play about my kids. Like, I'm really not. I'm stepping behind my kids. So, yeah, Risha's kids are not the kids to mess with, because I'm stepping every time behind my kids. But, yeah, I don't believe in, like, leaving your kids and they can't talk, because I need to know what went on. Did anybody hit you? Did anybody do anything to you? Like, and I'm the type of parent, like, I will be checking my child just how my mom checked us, asked us questions. And I feel like I said, I think I said this in the previous episodes, I don't feel like parents do that these days. I feel like parents are just quick to go drop their kids off just so they can run the streets and do what they want to do. You cannot do that. You cannot do that, honey. And you got to watch how people handle their own kids. Now, if they just let their kids run wild and free, your kid gonna be running wild and free. And if you know you're the type to, like, watch your child, not like leash type, but if you're the type to keep an eye on your child, like, for example, if you go to the park and you're the type where you're like, don't go out of this area, like, I'm watching, don't go out of this area. If them other kids go over there, don't you go over there. If you know that you're that type of parent, and yes, you might be looking at your phone, but them eyes bouncing up too. You know, you peeping the scene, making sure you got eyes on your child. Whereas your friend over there, her head been down on her phone for 10 minutes, and her child is over there near the street. Don't leave your child with that friend. Don't leave your child with them, because I feel like, for one, y'all have to be on the same parenting type level. You know, like, somebody like my sister, if I had a child, I would leave my child with her, because she doesn't play about her own daughter. You know, she doesn't play about my niece. So I would leave my child with her. But somebody else who, you know, lets their kids, like I said, they had been down in the phone for 10 minutes, and they don't care where that child at. If you like, oh, where Lil Rodney at? I hate to say Lil Rodney. If you're like, where Rodney at? She like, girl, he around here somewhere. He probably over there on the Jungle Gym. Probably. And I hate to say this, but baby, he probably could have got put in the back of a car 10 minutes ago. You need to make sure that you have eyes on your child. So yes, I don't believe in leaving your kids with everybody just so you can go out and have a good time, baby. I will miss that outing. I will miss it. No, because you can't leave your kids with any and everybody. And I feel like I just feel like you need to, even if they're going to be in the house, you have to kind of like peep who be in and out of that person's household, because that's important too. And I don't mean like, of course you can't be like, oh, I want you to watch such and such, but please try to not have anybody there. Like, you can't do that, of course. So if you know that your friend or whoever has like hella people hanging out at their house, you don't need to leave your child there. You don't need to. I don't recommend or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not going to play behind my child. Not ever. And if anybody think that they can play with my child when I have a child, I mean, we're going to go at it every time. Because you're not going to play with my child. And I'm not dealing with a man that does not understand that either. Like, my child is coming before you. Like, I'm just letting it be known. And it's crazy because I was going to speak on this, where people be like, they put their man before their kids, because I think, like, to a certain extent, because once your kids are grown, you still have this man there. Like, when your kids grow up and they move on, you still have this man, like, that you need to tend to, be attentive, all of that. So it's just like, I get it to a certain extent. I really do. But I don't know. It's like I don't know how to word it or whatever, but I'm going to love my kids. I'm going to love my man. And we just have to love them equally. You know, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I definitely agree. Like, you have to continue to love on each other, although y'all have kids, because that's very important. Your kids will grow up and have their own lives, and y'all just don't want to be two strangers living together. So I completely get it. So any man that I deal with, you're just going to, when we have kids, or if I have a child and then get with somebody, you just going to have to love my kids just as much as you love me. You know, everybody's treated equally all across the board, and then we'll be fine. I do want to hear y'all feedback on this. I really, really do. Like, what would y'all do in this situation? Have y'all ever been in a situation like this? How did y'all handle it? All that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Make sure you rate. Make sure you comment. Make sure you are following me on whatever platform that you are listening to this podcast on. And make sure that y'all go to Spotify and do my polls, my Q&As. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.